Welcome back, students. Today we are going to discuss the output based questions in Java. So here is the first question. Given the following local variable declaration, string A equal ABC, string S equal A, string T. What's the value of the following expressions or error? So you want to find the output of this expression after evaluating all these things of all these values in this expression, and if there is any error you have to mention that. So here there are three string declarations are there: A, S and T. These are the variables and the data type of these variables are string. So here you can see that the value assigned to the variable A equal to ABC. So the value in A equal ABC. So next one, string S equal A. So the value in the variable S equal A. Here you can see that it's not a string. So here we have simply assigned a variable. So the value assigned to the variable S equal to variable A. So what is it? A equal, already we have declared that variable A equal ABC. So whatever value in A is stored in the variable S. So the value in S is also equal to ABC. Clear? Here you can clearly see that there is no double quotes. It's simply A. It's a variable A. Next one, string T. There is nothing initialized in the variable T. So let's find the value of first expression. That is S dot length of. This is the first function. So we want to find the value of this function. So what is the value of S dot length of? S dot length of means the length of the variable. This is the variable name dot method name. So here, which is the variable S. So you can see the string S equal A. So what is the meaning? The value in the variable A equal ABC. So the value in S is also equal to ABC. So we want to find the length of this string. So how we will find the length of the string? The length of the string means the number of characters that be enclosed in the string. So how many characters are there? 1, 2, 3. So a total of 3 letters are there. So the length of the, so we can find the length, that is S dot length of function returns the value 3. Length of ABC. So next one, T dot length of. So here the variable we want to find is T, length of T. So here we can see that there is nothing initialized in the variable T. So T dot length of function returns a error. The error is that T is not initialized. That is no value is initialized to the variable T. Next one, 1 plus A. Here you can see that 1 plus A. 1 is an integer value plus A. So here you can see that the variable A is a string data type. So what is the value of A? It is ABC. 1 plus ABC, that is the meaning. So what happens when an integer and a string value are joined by using plus operator? Automatically plus operator act as a concatenation operator. So both the values are concatenated or joined without any space. So 1 ABC, that is the result. Automatically integer value converted to string type, higher type conversion happens here. Next one, A dot 2 uppercase of. A dot 2 uppercase of. So the value of A, what are the value in A, that is converted to uppercase. 2 uppercase is a function to convert the letters to capital letters. So what happens? ABC, it is in small letter, it will be converted to capital letter ABC. Next one, tomorrow dot index of, in double quotes, R. So index of is a function to find the index value of a character in a string. So here the string we use is tomorrow. Tomorrow dot index of R. So here you can see that the R, it is a string type. The value passed to the index of function is a string type. But actually the value we pass to index of function is a character type. We can't find the length of a or index of a string type. So it is an error. So if it is in single quotes, we can easily find the index of R. But here you can see that it's a string. So it's an error, that is wrong type parameter. Instead of character, we have passed string value. Next one, tomorrow dot last index of O. So here O is in single quotes. So last index of is a function. It's a string function to find the last index of the character we pass to that function. So here we want to find the last index of O. So in this string, in tomorrow, we can see that O is used 3 times. And we want to find the last index of O. So in order to find the index of particular string, we want to set the index value. So already we know that the first character have index value 0, 1, 2, like that it goes on. So the last index of O means, what is the last index? It's 6. So it returns 6. So last index of is a string function. Even though it's a string function, its return type is integer value. And also for index of is also a integer type, string type value, and it returns integer type. Next one is tomorrow dot substring of 2, 4. So substring of is a string function to extract a part of string from the main string. So here inside the substring function we have passed 2 index values. The first one is the first index value of the character, and the last one is the last index of the extracted string's position. So here you can see that starting index position is 2 and the ending index position is 4. So first set the index position for the string. So we have set the index position. So from which to which, 2 to 4. So when it's given like this, 2 to 4, don't extract from 2 to 4. You have to extract from the starting index position to last index position minus 1. That is 4 minus 1. That is 3. 2 to 3. So which are the letters in 2 to 3? M and O. So substring is a string function which can be used in 2 ways. So it can be used by passing 2 index value and also by passing single index value. These all things we have already discussed in our previous classes. So I hope it's clear for you. So this is the output. So 2 to 4 means from the index position 2 to 3. That is last index position minus 1. That is the character we want to extract. So next one, a dot length of plus a. Here you can see that it's enclosed in parenthesis. Dot starts with a. Here starts with, it's a string function to check whether the given string starts with a specified group of characters. So the value we pass to starts with function is a string type. So first, for this type of function, first here it's given that a dot length of plus a. Here you can see that it's given inside bracket. So we want to do this thing first. A dot length of plus 1 plus a. So first we want to find a dot length of. So already we know that the value passed to the variable a is abc, and we find the length of that function. It's 3. A dot length of it returns 3. 3 plus a. 3 plus a. The value in a is abc. So when an integer and a string values are joined by using plus operator, automatically the integer value is converted to string type, and they are here at that time plus operator act as a concatenation operator. So what is the value of a dot length of plus a? It is 3 abc. That is the result. 3 abc. These two values are joined. 3 abc are joined. 3 abc is the result. So we find the value of this entire thing. So the result of this is 3 abc. Dot starts with a. Did 3 abc starts with a? No, isn't it? So it starts with a digit 3. So what is the result? So starts with the function, return type is boolean. So it returns false value. Okay. Next one is S double equal to A. Here we know that the value in S string S equal A. So already we know that A has value ABC. So the value in S is also ABC. ABC double equal to ABC. So when this type of questions are, automatically students make mistakes. So clearly listen the question. So here you can see that ABC equal to ABC. So don't write true. The result is error. The value in A is also ABC. So ABC equal to ABC. Like that you people may think. But here you can see that here both S and A are of string type. So when you use equality operator, it is used only with primitive data types. So here string is not a primitive data type. So the return type is, so the result of this function is error, because equal to operator, double equal to operator only works with the primitive data types. That is the answer. So if we use like this, is S dot equals to of equal to A dot equals function. Equals function is used to check equality in the string data type, and equals ignore keys. So if it is the question is like that, then we can write the result as true. So here the result is error. Next one, A dot substring of 1, 3 dot equals of BC. Already we know that the value of A is ABC, and we want to, the value of A is ABC, that we know, and we want to extract a substring from the position 1 to 3. So here you can see that from ABC we want to extract the substring. So how we will extract the substring? For that we want to first set the index position. So 0, 1, 2. Isn't it? So A dot substring of 1, 3, that is 1 to 2 we want to extract. So what is the result? 1 to 2. So it's BC. So we are checking dot equals BC. BC. So we can know that the result of this thing is BC. BC dot equals to BC. So the return type is, or the result is 2. BC equal to BC. So next one, write the output of the following. String S1 equal phonics, string S2 equal island. And we want to find system.out.println s dot substring of 0 dot concat of S2 dot substring of 2. Next, system.out.println S2 dot 2 uppercase of. So we want to find the result of these two printing statements. Here it's given that the value of the variable S1 equal to phonics. It's a string data type, and the value of string S2 equal to island. So first we want to find this thing. S1 dot substring of O dot concat of S2 dot substring of 2. So here concat is a string function to join two strings. Clear? So here they have mentioned that the first thing, it's a string function. So S1 dot substring of O, 0, 0, 0. So first we want to find the value of this one, S1 dot substring of 0. So from which string we want to extract the substring S1? So we know the value of S1 is phonics. So we want to extract the substring, isn't it? So in order to extract the substring, first we have to set the index position. 0, 1, 2, 3, like that you have to set the index position. So we want to extract from index position O. So here you can see that we have passed only one value, and also the substring, in substring function both these S are in small letters. So we have already clarified all this in the previous video. It's mentioned like this, substring, this S should be in capital. It's not like that, it should be in small letter. So we want to extract from the position 0. So from 0, from this position, the entire thing to be extracted. So the entire word is to be extracted. So the result of this S1 dot substring of 0 is phonics itself. dot concat of s2 dot substring of 2. So from s2 we want to extract the substring from which position? 2, index position 2. So 0, 1, 2 from here 2 to the remaining thing. So we want to extract from 2 to last the string. So it's land. So the result of s2 dot substring of 2 is land. So what is the next thing? So we find the individual result. What is the next thing? We want to concatenate both these things by using this concat function. So all these things you have to do clearly. Okay. So what is the result? Phonics dot concat of land. So what is the result? The answer is phonics land. That is the answer for this one without any space. Next one, system.out.println s2 dot to uppercase of, to uppercase is a function. We have already studied that, to convert the letters to capital letter. So what is the value in s2? It's island. So it is converted to uppercase, capital letters. So the result is this. The entire letters will be converted to capital letter. So I hope it's clear for you. So this type of question will be asked for your board exam. So next one is string x equal artificial intelligence, IoT, machine language, big data. So here you can see that string x is an array. It's a single dimension array. With this symbol we can identify it's a array. So the value, we have directly passed the value by using the curly brace. So since it is a string, each values are enclosed in double quotes and the values are separated by comma. Here you can see the beginning of the value declaration, we have used the curly brace, and after the value we have closed that curly brace and put the semicolon. So the first value is artificial intelligence, IoT, machine language, and big data. There are 4 elements are there in this array x. Give the output of the following statement. System.out.println x of 3. x of 3 means array with the index value 3, which is the element. So we know that since it is an array, each element in there have index value. These all things we have studied. So what is the index value of the first element? Similar to string, it's 0, 1. Index value of IoT is 1. For machine language is 2. For big data it is 3. So which is the element at x of 3? It is big data. The answer is big data. So next one, system.out.println x.length. Length is a function. Here you can see that there is no open and close parenthesis. So but in string we have used open and close parenthesis to find the length of a string. But in array we are not using like that. So here length it is, so this is, so usually in exam they may ask the difference between length and length of function. So length is a function to find the length of array. Length of is a function to find the length of the string. Clear? So here you can see that this length, here this length is used to find the length of array. So how you will find the length of the array? Similar to the string, the number of elements in the array is the length of the array present in the array. So how many elements are there in this particular array? X. We want to find the length of x. So a total of 1, 2, 3, 4. So the result is 4. So when we are setting the index position starts from 0, but when we are counting the length, it starts from 1, 1, 2. Like that you have to count. So next question. String p equal 20, string q equal 20. The value assigned to the variable p and q is 20. So here you can see that p and q are of string type. But the value we passed it's an integer type, but it's enclosed in string. So it's a string value. So we have already studied that whatever we enclosed in double quote, that is a string. So give the output of the following code. Int a equal integer dot parseInt of p, int b equal integer dot value of q, system dot out dot println a plus b. So first we want to find the value of this one. Int a equal integer dot parseInt of p. So here a is a variable with data type int. So what we are, what is the value we pass to A? Integer dot passed of P. So we know that P is a string variable. The string variable is converted to integer by using the wrapper class integer, and the method for converting this string type to integer is parseInt. Clear? So when we are using like this, automatically what happens, the string value 20 will be converted to integer value. So the result of this one is 20. So there is no need to write that. You can simply write like this a comment. So it becomes a integer, 20 becomes a integer value. Initially it is a string value. After executing this statement, it becomes a string value. Next one, integer b equal integer dot value of q. So value of is also a function for converting a string value to integer. So here we use the wrapper class integer for that, and the method used is value. So both of these have same purpose. So here we pass string value. So what happens? The string value converted to integer, and it is stored in the variable b. So the value in b will be also integer. Clear? So now the value in a and b are 20. So what is the next thing? System.out.println a plus, this is space, it's a string, there is nothing between the space, but it's a string plus b. That is, both the integer values are joined by using plus operator. So when a question like this comes, automatically students will do like this, 20 plus 20. It's not 40, but here you can see that 20 plus there is a string value plus b. So what happened? These two integer values are concatenated, and automatically it converted to the higher type. So it becomes string to 2020. The result is 2020 without any space. Next one, give the output of the following code and mention how many times the loop will execute. So int I, for I equal 5, I greater than or equal to 1, I minus minus. Open brace, if I mod 2 equal 1, continue. System.out.print I, and closing of for loop. So here you can see that we want to find how many times this particular loop execute, and we want to find the output also. So in this program, the initial value of I is 5 and the final value is 1. That is, the value will be decremented by 1. So initial value is 5, next one value is 4, that is, by 1 the value will be decremented. 4, 3, 2, 1. So actually how many times the loop execute? 5 times. Let's see by doing this. So the initial value is 5. So we will check the condition, I greater than or equal to 1. Is it true? Yes, 5 greater than or equal to 1. So we will come inside the for loop. So inside the for loop there is a if condition. Clear? So if I mod 2 equal to 1. So what is the meaning? What is the value of I? Initial value of I is 5. 5 mod 2. 5 mod 2 means 5 is divided by 2, and we want to get the remainder. So the remainder over here is 1. So 1 equal to 1. Since the condition is true, the result of I mod 2 after executing the statement is 1. 1 equal to 1. Like that we are getting. So since 1 equal to 1, what is the next line? Continue. Continue means we will automatically, the control will goes to the for loop. We won't execute this printing statement. Okay. So we won't print 5. I hope it's clear. Next one. We go to the for loop. What happens? The value of I will be decremented. Now the value of I becomes 4. So we have executed this. Now the value of I becomes 4. So with this value of I, we come to this. We will check the condition, that is 4 greater than or equal to 1. Is it true? Yes. So we will come inside the for loop and we will execute this statement. If I mod 2 equal to 1. Is it true? That is 4 is divided by 2. When 4 is divided by 2, the remainder is 0. So 0 equal to 1. Is it true? No. So we won't execute the statement after that. Then we will go to the next statement. So what is it? System.out.print. So you people may get confused. Since the condition is false, whatever statement is coming after that will not be. But it's not like simple if. So only the statement after that will not be executed. So we will execute the statement after that, system.out.print I. So we will print the value of I. What is it? 4. 4 will be printed. Then we will come to the for loop. They increment the value of I. Now the value of I becomes 3. So with that value we come inside, we will check the condition 3 greater than or equal to 1. Is it true? Yes. We will come inside the for loop. That is, we will check the condition 3 mod 2. That is, what is the meaning? 3 is divided by 2. And we will check whether we want to get the remainder. What is the remainder? At that time, the remainder is 1. 1 equal to 1. The condition is, so you have to do all these things. Okay. Already we have studied that 1 equal to 1. Since the condition is true, what is the next thing? Continue. Continue means the control, it is a jumping statement, the control will goes to for loop. So we won't execute the statement after that. So this will not be printed. Then what happens? When we come to the for loop, the value of I will be decremented. Now the value of I becomes 2. We will check the condition 2 greater than or equal to 1. Is it true? Yes. We will come inside the for loop and we will check this condition if 2 mod 2 equal to 1. Is it true? No. The remainder is 0. 0 is not equal to 1. So we want to execute the statement after that. So what is the next thing? System.out.print. We will print the value of 2 after 4. So here you can see that we have used the print statement. So don't write 2 after in the next line. After 4 you have to write 2. Okay. Next we will come to the loop. The value of I will be decremented. Now the value of I becomes 1. So with that value we come inside the loop. We check the condition if I mod 2 equal to 1. Is it 1 is divided by 2? What is the remainder? It's 1. So 1 equal to 1. So what happens? Continue. We will come to the control goes to the for loop. So we won't print this. With that value, clear. We will come to the loop. What happens? The value of I will be decremented. Now the value of I becomes 0. And we will check the condition 0 greater than or equal to 2. Is it true? No. So how many times the loop execute? A total of 5 times. So the output is, the loop executes 5 times and the output is 4, 2. So this type of questions you have to work out. This type of questions from your previous year board exam question papers. So it's a sure question for your exam. So study all this type of questions. Don't get confused. Substitute all these things by using dry run and find out the answer. So there is no need to write all this dry run, and then you have to do in the worksheet or anywhere else and write the correct answer. So I hope it's clear for you. So let's wind up the class. Thank you.